Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories, add your tales. Let's get into this thing. Hello, everyone. I'm back. I did get to play a decent amount this week, but I did some quests, but I mostly did some smithing and alchemy and stuff. But kind of want to get into a couple emails first, only because they have a couple things I wanted to talk about anyway, which kind of works into what I kind of did this week anyway, oddly enough. So that's perfect. So Dave wrote in. Thanks. I appreciate to anybody who emails in or anything. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate it, because I didn't realize anybody would actually listen, because the game's been out for so damn long. So I do appreciate it so much. So he's playing on the Xbox as well. So he's enjoying the podcast, and he's a recent citizen of Skyrim. Started playing about 6 months ago, but only gets to play about 3 to 5 hours a week. And like many of us, I'm sure, he spends more time thinking about his character than he actually gets to play. Yeah, that may be a problem that I have. He's level 32 sneaky archer, and he hasn't really come across most of the quests yet. But that's easy to not do. If you're just out and enjoying playing the game, you can easily not come across quests and just get caught up in a million different things while you're out there. So he wanted to know like tips on smithing, enchanting, alchemy, and things like that, getting materials. And that's kind of what I did a lot of this week. So basically, when I like to boost up some for alchemy, here's what I do. I obviously pick stuff that I see. But once I get to a certain level, not all that high either, a certain alchemic level, I'll go to the whatever alchemy store happens to be in whatever place. I tend to hit Whiterun a lot, just because the 4 stores are like right there, and then there's 2 blacksmiths, and then you can go up the hill to Dragon Reach to do some enchanting, and there's another guy there. It's just a good central location for me. I will obviously pick anything I can find, and then I will also buy every ingredient in the store each time. So I have to have usually you have to have a couple thousand gold going on to be able to do that. And, you can sell back, obviously, potions you make and stuff. But, and then when I'm early on, I eat one of each thing, obviously, to, find what ingredient it is or what, effect it has. At least you get one of the effects on there. And I start making them early on. What I do is I make a potion that I know is going to work, and then I add something to it in hopes that it, I don't know offhand what makes what, but say I have a blue flower, a red flower, and one of the mushrooms, and the 2 flowers make something. I'll throw in the mushroom just to see, and that's a good way of finding the effects. I don't like going to, even though I've played it a billion times, I don't like really going to the wiki and looking up what does what. But that's obviously a way you can do it too. It lists all the ingredients, what they do, and all that. But for a discovery way, I find obviously eating one of each of the ingredients, and when you're making your potions, you can make a known potion and add something to it that you don't know the effects of and see, what happens. And that's how you can find quite a few effects that way. And as you start leveling up, if you find invisibility is a great one to make, because it really bumps you up, bumps your level up quickly. Especially invisibility with something, like invisibility with, I don't know, I forget exactly what ones are with it, but maybe like restore health or whatever it is. or heavy armor or something like that. But a mixed invisibility potion, man, that really boosts your level quickly. And also, like, you don't even have to use them. They're good to sell back to buy more ingredients to raise your alchemy level. So usually I'll hoard them. Like, once I get over encumbered, like this week when I was playing, I got over encumbered. A lot of what I had was ingredients. So I'd been doing my whatchamacallit, alchemy, drew a blank, up at the Mage's College because I'm the head mage now, or whatever, you know. So I put them all in a barrel next to the alchemy table, which is what I used to do with my last character too, when I had the Hearthfire, you know, one of the Hearthfire houses. I forget which one it was. But I'd have a barrel where I'd just throw ingredients in. And every once in a while, when I'd get a ton of them, I'd go and make a bunch of potions. Some I'd carry with me to use. Some I'd carry with me to sell. I have a problem with hoarding potions because I never use the stamina or magicka ones really that much. I keep a few magicka because I do use them sometimes. Stamina I never use. So I tend to I've started to learn to sell them off because I'm like a hoarder carrying stuff around. I carry too many rings, too many necklaces, too much crap like that. Too much smithing stuff with me. You know, I'm carrying ingots around for no reason. But yeah, for alchemy, that's how I kind of go about alchemy and working on my level. You know, I'll pick up anything I see, obviously, and then each alchemy store I happen to be in, I'll just buy all the ingredients, or, you know, whatever person I'm happen to buy stuff from, I'll see if they have ingredients and buy from them. But that's basically my alchemy strategy. As far as smithing, hold on, I'm going to take a sip of coffee here because it's the morning. As far as smithing goes, I do a similar thing. I'll collect obviously whatever I find out. I don't do a whole lot of mining, although I do have for a while early on. Earlier in the character, I do it a little differently than as it gets later on when I have more money. Earlier on, I was doing some mining and stuff, and what I did actually was smith up the pickaxe and enchant it so you could use it as a weapon, so you're not just carrying around this 10-pound thing that does nothing. At least you can break it out as a weapon every now and again. So I would do some mining when I happen to come across stuff. So that was where I got some things. And then obviously the pelts and things like that I get from animals because that's just easier, especially because you run into bears like every 4 seconds. So that's easy to find those. I generally don't get the other animals. I don't go shooting up foxes and stuff with this character. But I have an idea for my next one. But anyway, so that's kind of how I go about getting that. And then I just buy stuff from generally, once again, with the Whiterun, the blacksmith there. Because there's two people. There's Adriana, I think it is, or something like that. And then the guy inside. Plus, there's the one up at the Companions Guild up the hill. So you got all those areas. And I start out with leather and leather, hide, iron, obviously, to get it built up. But good thing if you're doing the mages and want to build up your smithing too, if you have the transmute spell, making jewelry is much more efficient in building your smithing than making the iron stuff because you don't need to carry, obviously also it sells for more. It doesn't weigh that much, so you can make a lot more of it and not be over encumbered. So there's all those things too. So making jewelry, good way to, and then the jewelry you go take, enchant it, sell it off to the guy right there, buy some more gemstones. That's kind of how I go about it. I have when I'm going to work on those things, I kind of hang around Whiterun after I've built up stuff. Like I'll do a bunch of smithing, buy some of her stuff, to do some more smithing, run up the hill, enchant it if I'm able to do that, sell it off, buy some soul gems from the guy up at Dragon's Reach. I forget his name for some reason. Then I'll go back down the hill, maybe buy some stuff from people. But that's kind of how I go about it and how I get it built up. Right now, I'm actually, with this character, I'm at 92 enchanting. So I'm getting close to being able to have the dual enchants on things. So that's what I'm hoping to get to. But I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to go with this character or not, because I'm at 42 right now overall. I've kind of switched over to two-handed from the archery. I use the archery when I want to grab some soul gems, because I don't have a two-handed weapon right now that has with the soul capture on it, or soul trap on it. Sorry. So I have a bow with that. So right now I was that Mizkaleft or Mizkaleft? I got halfway through there before I got over encumbered, and I was knocking out some Falmer with the bow. So that was giving me some souls, and God, a million Falmer ear. But that's kind of how I go about those. Enchanting the same way, just enchant everything you make. Obviously, the more expensive the item, the more it boosts up your smithing or enchanting or whatever. And same thing with alchemy. I've made mixed invisibility potions that showed up for 900 and some gold when I was making them. It really, it goes up at least to half a level or maybe a little more. So that's good ways to do that. But otherwise I just grab stuff where I find it. I do some mining early on, so that's good to do early on before you have some money. I find it tedious after I have money, so I just buy the shit. And after a while, I tend to just what I'll do is, if you're going through dungeons or wherever, blah, 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 and you're grabbing stuff, I'll come back. I will smith that stuff up, sell it, buy whatever ingots I want, whatever side of them happen to be going up, light or heavy, and I will make stuff with that, then go enchant it and sell it. So that's kind of how my whole cycle works with that kind of thing. But thanks again for listening. That was I'm sorry. That was Dale, not Dave. I think I said Dave. It's early. Forgive me. All right. And Josh Rodin, good to hear from him again. And he hasn't had a chance to play in a few days, but he is starting the Mage College quests. And he's outside the Skeletal Dragon Lair in Labyrinthia. That is an awesome thing. He's playing Pure Magic, no armor, that is so tough in the damn beginning. Oh, my God. And his strongest spell is the Flame Atronach. Yeah, that's a good one. The only problem with that one is they kind of find you after a while. But, that is a tough spot, the Skeletal Dragon. That thing will get you. That was a fun room, though. And speaking of that, that's kind of, for my next character, then I'll get into what I was doing this week. I was thinking of going straight up Assassin Mage with a dagger and magic, and that's it. No armor, no nothing. And just be purely bad. Just assassin, flat out assassin. Kill anyone, anything, steal, whatever. I think that will be my next character. I think I'll actually have a backstory. I've never done that before, but I think I will do that. As far as this week, I did play I went to a couple places, but I was more working on the smithing alchemy and things like that. So that did take up more of my time than kind of roaming. I did. This may have been over 2 weeks. I don't even remember. Anyway, I went to. I started the. What was that red? I forget. Why can't I remember the name of it? I'll think of it. But I ended up at Broken Tower Redoubt, just wandering around. It's kind of a, it's built into the side of a mountain, kind of. It's 3 levels. And there's the Forsworn, who are useless because they carry nothing on them. Because they're evil hippies or something. I don't know. So I was still, that was before I was leveled up a little more. It was earlier. This may have been last week. I don't even remember. But I kind of snuck through there and worked my bow. And ended up being able to 3-shot the Briarheart. So that wasn't bad. But they have such crappy stuff, the Forsworn. They're tough at times, but they don't have anything. Then I hit Bleakwind Bluff, which is another Briarheart thing, and that's where I ended up getting beaten down by the Briarheart because I was trying to do everything two-handed, and I was not real good at it. So he beat me down a couple times before I was able to do that. So none of these were really quests. These were the kind of places I hit. Oh, and then Sundered Towers. I did start the Red Eagle, but I didn't finish it. So once again, Forsworn. And I do have the sword, but I have to do the second part of that quest. I still have to finish that off. I went and got Enthier's staff. If you're doing the Mages College, he's one of the guys there, and he asked you to go get a staff for him. I picked that up in Boulder Fall. And then, what else did I hit? There's just some of the places. Let's see. Oh, the Forsaken Cave. That was, in the beginning, I think they're leveled up, but for me, they were snow bears. And then Draugr. But there was one, it was a Death Lord, or was it one of the other Draugr? I don't quite remember, but he would, as he was about to, a Draugr maybe, as he was about to shout, I would shoot him with an arrow, and it worked out timing-wise, where every time I reload it, he was about to shout, and I would hit him with an arrow. So it would be like, and then I'd hit him with an arrow. And then that happened like 4 times. And I almost got pinched between one of those stupid floors that shoots up in the air, and there's spikes on the ceiling. Yeah, that was not good. Now, okay, I got to the end of this. Oh, this is the White File quest. That's what I was doing. All right, so I get to the end of this, and Coromil, there's is he a Death Lord? Or I forget what he was. I think it might have been there's a dragon shout in this room. I don't think he's a dragon priest, though. I'm not sure. Can't remember offhand. But the coffin opened up, but he never came out of it. He just laid in there. So the word wall on this one is up a set of steps behind, or 2 sets of steps behind the coffin area. So I snuck up there and was able to shoot down into the coffin and kill him before he came out. I'm like, so that was a weird glitch. And the White File thing is behind there. So I've played that one before where it was a million times tougher. I wasn't full. I was only probably level 38 or 39 when I hit that one. So it wasn't highly leveled up. I think the last time I played it, I was pretty highly leveled before I did the White File. I might have been in the 60s or 70s. So, and I finally got the the note from the Dark Brotherhood they sent to me. So that was sweet of them. I think I'm going to join them instead of go against them because I want the horse. Pretty much. Because that horse is awesome. Shadowmere. Best horse. So I got that. So I'll get involved in that at some point. And when I was up at the Mages College, I headed down into the Midden because I realized I had never done that one where you stick the rings on that, is it a Daedra hand or Dremora hand, like that's in the middle of the Midden down there, the Midden depths maybe. I don't think I've ever done the rings on that. Maybe once, but it was so anticlimactic. So I got the rings. I'm not going to tell, and in case anybody hasn't done it, the rings are around the college. Just that's all you got to know. So I stuck them on the hand, and for those of you who do know, you know where it's at. So I stuck them on the hand, and I'm like, all right, this should be pretty cool. It should be a pretty big battle. No. And I was using two-handed. I'm only like a level 33 two-handed. I'm not like some powered-up two-handed smasher. And like one swing, and it was a kill cam, and the guy, and he was dead. Velok Sane, I guess it is. I'm like, well, okay. That kind of was anticlimactic, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of what happened there. And then I hit a couple other little places here and there. But the last thing I'm currently on now is that Mizchaleft. I don't know how. Mzinchaleft. It's a big like Dwemer ruin up by Dawnstar. It's kind of down in the snow, down in like a little hole almost in the mountain, or I should say big hole. The beginning part of it is like all bandits, and it's until you get further in, and then it's the spheres and the spiders and stuff who like killed the bandits, and then you get into the depths, and that's like the Falmer and the spheres and spiders, and I think there's one of the big guys down there. But I got because I'm going to get, I think, Grimseavers down there, which is a weapon you got to get for somebody. So I'm kind of in the middle of that, but I got completely over encumbered when I was going down there. Because if you're going in there, only have what you need with you, because you're going to pick up a lot of shit along the way. Because there's so many people in there. You know, bandits generally have some decent stuff, and the Falmer, and they all have ears and things like that. I don't usually pick up their weapons or anything like that. At this point where my guy's at now, I'm only looting stuff that can make me decent money and or is useful. Whereas early on in the game, I'll just loot everything and then go sell it, as a way to kind of build up my cash. But yeah, I'm gonna finish Ms. Chalift or whatever, however the frig you say it. I'm gonna finish that up next time I play, hopefully tomorrow or next day or something. But yeah, like going back to the email from earlier from Dale, yeah, I mean, how many people out there are doing whatever they do during the day and are thinking, maybe I'll go this way with the character, and if I do this and blow it, I think we all do that. But yeah, for my next character, I've really been thinking about the assassin mage thing, and I think I'll continue. Even when I do that one, I will continue not doing the dragon story, because I really enjoy it this way for now. Having done it so long the other way, I think if I go straight assassin and build up my magic, do the mages college, be purely bad, join like the thieves guild, build up my sneak, build up, put a little in the one-handed so that when I sneak with the blade, I can take them down pretty easily. But go like straight up like destruction magic, and just see how strong I can get going that way, because that'll be cool. Just pick off people, steal from everyone, just be purely bad. I think that's the way I'm going to go on that one. Where this guy I got now is kind of middle of the road. I don't go too far over the line. My last character, my Khajiit, after a while, I just got bored. I couldn't even get into, was it Morthal? I think it might have been Morthal. I don't know, one of the towns. I had killed too many people, and every time I went in there, the guards would just swamp me, and then I would kill more, and then it would get worse. But I was pretty much bored at that point with that character. I really should have started a new character sooner. But I was at the point where I was trying to get to max out to get to 81. So I was just doing stupid shit. And battling guards is a good way to, like, I think I need to, like, up my one-handed and two-handed. So I was just kind of doing that. And my armors were, like, ridiculous with enchants on them and stuff. But, on my last character, if you've ever done the Assassins, the Assassin quest line. Oh, did I just forget what the hell it's called? With Nocturna and all that. But anyway, there's one part where you there's a high-ranking official you kill. Well, I had, like, the royal robes enchanted, and I was running around wearing that. I wasn't even wearing armor anymore. I was just wearing the enchanted royal robes and, like, the royal hat and things like that. So that's when you get if you play for a long time and have a really high level character, you can make some pretty interesting outfits that are pretty heavily enchanted. So that's all I got for this week. Hopefully next week I'll get a little more play in. That's my goal anyway. And hopefully I'll remember to go finish the Grimseaver thing and Ms. Khalift. I don't know how to say that. And hopefully I'll remember to go back there, because I tend to forget. Like, I forgot about Red Eagle. I forgot to go back up there. That's why I still... So now I'm dragging around the sword that I need to go get rid of. So that's another thing. I have a lot of crap in my inventory that's like from half-finished quests that I need to go get rid of, because it's just taking up weight. And I'm collecting cogs for somebody right now, and I have like 8 of them. They're 10 pounds each. I need to go get rid of those. I need to get 2 more and then get rid of those. All right. thanks everybody for listening. And I know what I wanted to mention. For anybody who's like started playing relatively recently, or maybe picking it up when it comes out, in because the super like Bethesda Elder Scrolls pack is coming out in the fall. Every game, all the DLC, all that. That's cool for the PC. That is awesome. But for newer Skyrim players, even older ones, if you haven't heard of it, it's a podcast that actually just ended. It's called Thuumcast, Thuumcast. Absolutely freaking awesome. I loved that show. I think it ended in like June or something like that. But for people who just started playing, I would go back and listen to those. Those are pretty awesome podcasts. I really enjoy those. So that's just for anybody who hasn't heard it or maybe just started playing. So that's all I got. Take it easy, everyone.